emulsification of fats. Oh, sorry. And emulsification. Okay. Pancreas with lipase and lipase with, oh, sorry, chemical digestion of fats, and adrenaline is the conversion of glycogen to glucose. Okay, but why? Okay, my question is why is this conversion needed? Why is this conversion needed? Conversion of glycogen. No, okay, okay. Yes, it raises, but why it raises? More alert or gives more energy. Okay, next one. Next question is, okay, a diagram of leaf is given. What is part A and what is part B? A is the, okay, so these are the mesophyll tissues, these are the palisade, and these one are the spongy mesophyll. So overall, these are mesophyll cells. Oh, tissues, sorry. It's a group of cells. Okay. Next one is the diagram shows an enlargement of one cell from part A. So what we have to do, okay, complete the diagram by drawing and labeling the, and to show the position of one chloroplast at least and three other type of named cell components. Okay, we'll make a big vacuole, let's say. That must be, that should be must. Okay, vacuole, nucleus, nucleus here, and chloroplast, chloroplast. Okay, you can also make a cell membrane if you don't want to draw a nucleus or anything. You can make cell membrane. Yes, we can label cytoplasm as well. Okay, we can make mitochondria as well. There are so many things we can draw, but I would recommend if you draw the basic, like what is present in all type of cells. Okay, use a label line on the diagram to cross section through a leaf to name and label one cell in the lower epidermis that should also contain chloroplast. Okay, okay. Which guard cells? So these one are guard cells. So guard cells. So it should be here, not in the space. If you make line in the space, then your marks would be deducted. Okay, it should be on the cell. Okay, next question is, sorry, the cell wall of a plant can be removed by treating the cell with a digestive enzyme. Okay, cell wall is made up of cellulose. So the substrate would be cellulose. Cellulose, it's not an enzyme, it's a substrate. Okay, some plants from part B of the leaf cross section were treated with this enzyme and then placed in distilled water on a microscope slide for 1 hour. The cells were clearly visible using a light microscope at the start of the hour, but they were not clearly visible after an hour. Explain changes to the structure of cell that took place between these two observations. Okay, why they become disappear or why they get lightened. Wait. Wait. After, because you have applied or there is an action of enzyme. So what would cellulase do? Exactly. Exactly. Cell wall is removed. Okay. So water. Now you have to explain the whole process. Removes. Okay. Down the water potential gradient. What happens next? Water moves into cell by, this is an important one. Don't forget to mention it. Okay. Osmosis. Okay. Then uh, cause the bursting of cell. of cell as cell wall is not present. Okay, so this cover your points or 4 mark answer. Okay, next question is there is a graph given and it's about lactose. So name the type of organism present in production of yogurt. Bacteria. So you can also write bacterium, a singular one, but bacteria is also correct. Name the type of cell division that causes the population of this microorganism to increase over 48 hours. Mitosis, good, because there won't be any gamete formation. Name the acid produced during the formation of yogurt. Yes, because lactose is used, right? Lactic acid. Draw a line on a graph to show the concentration of the acid will change during the 48 hours. How should we draw? Okay, let's move again. The concentration of this acid, because lactose is converted into lactic acid, so lactic acid would be really less in the start, but as the reaction, exactly, it would increase and then constant, yes. So constant point should be here. Okay, here. Sorry, I'm making 2 lines, you have to make 1 line. Okay. What else? Nothing required. Name this type of genetic change. Oh, sorry. Lactose intolerance is a medical condition that results from a genetic change. So this change is known as genes. Okay, the change in genes is known as mutation. This change is mutation. Okay, a person is in this condition is unable to produce the molecule for the correct enzyme to digest lactose sugar. Okay, explain how it can result in a person being unable to produce molecules of the correct enzyme. Due to mutation, what happens? So, okay, due to, yes, DNA, all answers, all points are correct. DNA base sequence, it means that the it cannot code for the lactase enzyme. When there is no lactase enzyme, okay, this give you 2 mark. What is the third point? Active site. So there won't be the substrate won't, right? The substrate, yeah, the lactase substrate lactase cannot fit into active site, so it won't be converted. Okay, outline the health benefit of some people with lactose intolerance of continuing to include a dairy product such as yogurt in their diet. Good, good. So what is the health benefit? Useful for the strengthening of bones. Okay, what else? Bones and teeth, let's say. What else can be there? Which nutrients are present? Yes, yes. What can we talk about? Yes, we can say it can prevent rickets, but that would be related to bones. I want you to like give some other thing. It would definitely contain some other proteins and fats. You can mention the other nutrients. Or okay, nutrients. You or all the nutrients like vitamin D, calcium. You can mention nutrients and then the function. Okay. Okay. A diagram of heart is given. Name two blood vessels showing in the diagram that carry oxygenated blood. Pulmonary vein. Yes. Pulmonary vein carries the oxygenated blood. Aorta that supplies the blood to the body. And both are connected with the left part. One one with left atria and one with left ventricle. Okay. Blood flows through a valve when the left ventricle of the heart contract. Diagram 1 shows the valve in the open and the closed condition. Okay, this is a tricuspid valve basically. Use the letter X on the diagram of the X to show the location of this valve. Now this is a tricuspid valve. Artery. It's not atrioventricular. It's not atrioventricular. It must be here. Okay, they all are two. I don't know why, but it must be here. If the if this one is, I hope this one is not aorta and this one is aorta. Wait, let's say it's yeah, this one. Ah, it's the same. Here, it will be here. Oh, sorry, X. Okay. Okay, now due to some condition, a medical condition, it that causes a change to this valve, and the valve is not closed or open properly. Okay, how this medical condition will affect the flow of blood when the ventricle contract or relax. Now they are not properly open, they are not properly closed. So what could be effect on the flow of blood? Blood pressure. Okay, okay. The flow, there would be less flow of blood. Okay, there would be less flow of blood as the valve is not fully open. Okay, this is point number one. Mm, no, no. Pressure is not involved over here. That's why I cut the word pressure from the first part. Exactly, the valves are kept open, so it means there would be backflow of blood. There are 2 points. You have to give other 2 points. Okay, the ventricles and or you can say the left ventricle or the right ventricle cannot contract fully or cannot relax fully. Okay, because they're still open, so they cannot contract fully or they cannot relaxes, and they're talking about the left part. Okay, next one. Describe and explain the effect of this condition on the ability of person to exercise. Definitely there is less flow of blood. It means less oxygen. Okay, so what would be effect on activity? No, transported to the body. So less oxygen means less aerobic respiration. So less energy is released. What was the next point? Yeah, okay, muscles, yes. Muscles would tire out. Okay, this is enough. If you want to tell about the anaerobic respiration, then you have to mention the accumulation of lactic acid. Then there would be a lot of oxygen debt as well. Then you have to like completely describe that change. Okay. Next one. Okay. If you write like all the 3 points, then it would definitely give you more marks. Like there should be complete explanation. I'm saying just if whether you're writing about aerobic or anaerobic, give a complete explanation. Okay. Suggest how the cell of the tissue are modified by the chemical treatment. Explain how this will prevent rejection by the human body. Okay. Now you have replaced it valves. So what can be like done from another species? Wow. I thought they are going to tell from another person, but they're saying another species. So definitely there are a lot of chances of tissue rejection. Yeah. Wait. First of all, what is tissue rejection? Since it's not part of the syllabus now, but let me tell you what is tissue rejection. Tissue rejection is something like your body is not accepting the incoming organ and consider it as an antigen. Okay, now tell the whole process. Like if that organ is an antigen, how is your body going to react against that antigen? Your body would produce antibodies. Okay, then okay, exactly, antigen that won't be recognized as antigen. Okay, so okay, there is one. Okay, correct. Okay, there is one more thing. Sometimes the medicines known as immunosuppressants are also given. Okay, immunosuppressant is the word to suppress the immune system. Okay. A group of scientists investigated the total mass of carbon dioxide released when animals and plants are formed and then used as food for humans. Are farmed, sorry. When they're farmed and used as food for humans. The total mass of carbon dioxide released for each is study is included in the mass released. Okay. One is during production of food by farming, and number two, after the food left the farm and before it was eaten. So there were two cases. Suggest and explain how human activity may result in the release of carbon dioxide after food has left the farm. So where the energy is lost? Where do you think the energy is lost? Okay, the farm. Before reaching us. Number one, the processing. Maybe that one is processed through different processes. Like milk. Milk is packed in the food, packed in a can, and that milk is processed through various like there are various process refrigerating or packaging, so energy can be lost during that processing, refrigerating, packing, boiling. Sorry. uh no. Okay, that the okay, that can be possible, but the chances are very low because we process the food after it leaves the farm and reaches and before it reaches us, so there is a like whole industrialization process, the whole. Exactly, whether you're preserving it or whatever, the energy is lost in that. Okay, some of the results are shown over here. Calculate the percentage change in carbon dioxide release per food per kg of food produced, and it's for lamps to beans. Okay, wait. It's a percentage change. Wait, listen. It's a percent. Yes, yes. You're correct. 39.2 minus 2. Okay, wait. So it is initial minus final divided by initial multiplied by 100. Okay, so that is 37.2 divided by 39.2 into 100. Okay, when they say it's a space of working or show you're working, you need to. Okay, and is it a decrease or increase? Wait, is it decreasing or increasing? Decreasing. So it would be minus 94.9. Okay. Have they mentioned you have to write it to two decimal? No, they didn't. Okay. Use the result in the table and okay, an increasing number of people in some countries choose to eat a diet consisting only of plants, vegetarians. Okay, use the result in the table and your scientific knowledge to explain how this choice of diet may benefit the environment. Like if they are only taking in plants, what is the effect? Okay, more plants are cultivated, like more plants are cut down. Okay, now think in this angle. You are eating plants, there are less number of plants available now, so there would be less photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide won't be consumed by plants. Okay, okay, wait, they're saying use the result in the table and use your scientific knowledge to explain. Okay, so yes, we have seen in the table that yes, there is decrease but not up to that much extent. Okay, it's 2.72 or 1.1. Okay, so so the bottom line is carbon dioxide is okay. Carbon dioxide level increases, but there are less trees to absorb those carbon dioxide. So ultimately, in the environment, there would be more carbon dioxide. Okay, greenhouse gas effect. Okay, but there was one question: if there is more carbon dioxide, it would be beneficial for the environment. How do you justify that? If there more carbon dioxide available, we did this question earlier, right? Like if more carbon dioxide is available, then it would be beneficial in what manner? We did this. If there is more carbon dioxide, there would be more photosynthesis. Yeah, we did this, I guess. Exactly. Okay. Okay. I would suggest write it in the like first, whatever we discuss first. Negative one. Okay. So if we want to go into the negative expect, then there is increasing carbon dioxide that can lead to the greenhouse effect, like the global warming, the climatic change. You can write. Okay. Okay. Look, they have both two sections. Yes, this was a old one. Okay. The diagram shows a food web in an area of grassland. Explain the feeding relationship of named organism, like you have to give names as well, at different trophic levels in this food web. And it's a 5 mark. Okay, how you're going to explain? Okay, the producer is grass. Okay, release photosynthesize to produce carbohydrates. Okay, which are taken up by the primary consumers. Okay, super mouse. Okay, then these primary consumers are consumed by or eaten by carnivores. And the carnivores are? Wait, wait. What are carnivores? Name the carnivores. I mean, name what, which one are the carnivores? Okay. Okay. What about hawk? What about hawk? Is it not a secondary? It's both secondary and tertiary. Yeah, it's both. So you have to mention as both secondary and tertiary. Okay. Describe how energy flows into and through a food web. Now, now explain the energy flow. Where is the energy highest and how it's like decreasing? Okay. 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 Hmm. Okay. 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 Yes. Yes. Good. Correct. All points are covered now. All points are covered. So we discuss about first of all about the sun, that energy comes from sun directly to the producers like grass, which have the highest amount of energy stored. Then that energy, or we can also mention the light energy, is converted into the chemical energy. Then that this chemical energy is consumed by the consume primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer, and the much of the energy is lost in the life processes like respiration and excretion. Okay. Overall, we say that biomass also decreases at every trophic level. Okay, correct. Next one is diagram is given. Both fertilization structure P and Q. Before fertilization, this the fruit was structured in a flower in the tomato plant. So what is Q and what is P? Okay, seeds are basically ovule and fruit is basically ovary. So fruit, the ripened ovary is called as fruit. Okay, so just with reference to the adaptation, how the structure labeled Q are dispersed by animals. Now, how these seeds are dispersed by animals, and these are enclosed in jelly coating. Can be eaten up. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. They can. It can mean this is one way. Okay. 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 Good. Good. The fruit color would attract the animals. Okay. What about jelly coating? Okay. The purpose of jelly coating is to protect it from the external environment. Okay, so that they won't be damaged because these are really small seeds and can be damaged easily. So it's for protection. Okay, I guess 4 marks are enough. Like this one is enough for 4 marks. Outline the advantage of the tomato plant species of Q being dispersed far from the parent cell. There would be more chances of like more, lesser competition. We did this question. I guess हमने किए हैं similar questions. हाँ किए हुए हैं. Okay. Less content nutrients. Okay. What else? These are two. Give me another two. Okay. Abundance of resources. Less risk of transferring of disease. Good. Or the pest or anything else. Okay, describe and explain the gas exchange that took place between the leaf of the plant and the air in the atmosphere during a 24-hour. Now you have to explain day and night both. Okay. Really? Really? Okay. Okay. Now explain it for 5 mark. So during day, okay, what is exchanged? You need to tell that as well. Carbon dioxide is taken in. Good. Okay. And what about like night? Okay. So okay, what do you mean by normal respiration? Okay. Released out. Okay. So it happens in the day as well. So the respiration takes place at both day and night. So okay. And how does this happen? How does this exchange happen? You missed that whole point. Explain the gas exchange as well. Okay. It opens open in day. So what hap? Okay, there is one linkage between like opening of stomata. What is the disadvantage of that? There can be more transpiration. Oh, wait. There can be transpiration as well, as the stomata keeps on opening. Okay, or they stay open. Outline the movement of water from the through the leaf during the process of transpiration. Movement of water, you have to start from the soil. Okay. Mm, you can mention like the terms like diffusion, osmosis, active transport. Just define those terms by osmosis, cortex, and then to xylem, and then xylem. Okay. Evaporation. Okay. Okay. And they move out through stomata. Okay. What are the advantages and disadvantages of uses of insecticides in agriculture? So, okay. Advantages, they kill the pest, or okay, it's insecticide. They would kill the pest. That uh, that that do what? That would increase the, okay, it's not weed, okay, it's insect. That would definitely increase the productivity because insects are not going to affect the crops. Okay, that is your one point. Okay. Okay, more yield. What are the disadvantages when there are no insect available? Good. Okay. Pollinate, the pollinators would reduce and there would be less pollination, so there would be reduction in the biodiversity as well. Okay. If there are less insects which are primary consumer, what would be effect on secondary consumer? Exactly. Okay. What if these insecticides flow down the river or seeps down towards the water bodies? Pollution. Exactly. So you have to explain everything. Explain what are the advantages Advantages are that these insect circles, there would be increased yield or the productivity. Disadvantage is that there won't be insects available for pollination, so there would be reduction in the biodiversity. Or maybe these insecticides may flow down towards the rivers, or they can affect the water bodies, or they can contaminate water, leading to the water pollution. Okay, then last was eutrophication. Okay, the last one is about malaria. Okay. Explain the effect of each control method on vector. First of all, describe the method used to control malaria. Number one. Okay. Uh, Life cycle of, you are given with a really a brief description of life cycle. Yes, it's there. Has it been excluded? Because I guess it's not yet. Is there? Yes, you, because you have like the plasmodium shift from blood to the small intestine of detailed one. 4 mark can be covered. 4 mark. Okay, there is a diagram given in your book. If you if it's missing, you can check in the book that I've shared with you. It's over there. Okay, just explain that diagram. It's similar to cholera. Like similar, like cholera has 4 to 5. The question would be of 4 to 5 marks. Similar is the question related to malaria. Okay, I guess we are done with all questions. Okay, wait. You haven't told me the method about these. Method number one is drainage. Okay, preventing this. Okay, this is the method. What is the explanation of the method? What happens if you drain it? Nowhere to lay eggs. Okay, number two is use nets. Okay, number three, repellents. Good, but that would be included in nets. The repellents. Okay, and the third one. Give me a third one. The last one. We can put a layer of oil on the stagnant water, because this is like quite useful in the areas, because we are living in, well, we live in cities, so we have those facilities, but they do not have. So what do they do? They put oil on those stagnant water or whatever pools to prevent. Exactly. They won't get oxygen and they would be killed. Okay, so I'll be sharing IGCSE paper with you. Okay, you have to solve that paper. Okay.